Hey everyone, Vince here. We have some new reward apps that have hit the market. Are any of them even good? Let's find out together. I hope you enjoy. First up, we have Green Play. And this is what it looks like when you launch it up. Top of the screen, it runs on a loyalty point system. You have your loyalty point goal. And the whole concept is that you play games to generate these loyalty points. Now, next to the actual game's titles, everyone, you're going to be seeing some currency amounts. In my opinion, I would just not worry about that at all. If you think you're ever going to get close to that by playing any of these type of apps, you are in for a sad shock. Now, their reward system's a little bit different as well because they actually have certain thresholds you have to meet. For instance, for CoinSort, you can get loyalty points if you achieve certain thresholds of the game, such as reaching level 20. There's even a section for the advertisements as well within the game. And you'll notice here below that it states that I've generated 15,913 of these points, which converted into almost 16 cents worth of currency. So at least here in Australia, 1,000 of those points converts into 1 cent. Now in regards to the actual cash out options, after the first withdrawal, everyone, I noticed the minimum cash out actually increased by 10 cents. It was initially 10 cents, but now it's 20 cents. Another note is that they actually do feature various payout options, not just PayPal here in Australia. Again, when you use it, it may be completely different. I'm almost certain though that most of them would have a different minimum, so I only focus on PayPal today. Now there is also a lottery system where you have to collect a huge amount of the points, everyone, in order to get a certain reward. That reward is listed here on the spinning wheel. Again, I wouldn't even bother with something like this. Before I was allowed to withdraw, I had to reach level 20 on one of the games, which I did. Like right there, you can see I just got an open game loyalty point reward. Thankfully, the games are very casual as well, so you can play them when you're bored, essentially. So now you know all that, let's break down the test. I played for an hour straight, and I was able to withdraw 10 cents worth of USD currency. And yes, I am happy to say it did arrive to my PayPal account within about 10 minutes or so. So that was nice to see, but in my opinion, there are much better options, at least here in Australia anyway. Again, you can do whatever you want with your own time. So that's my review on Green Play. Let's move on to the next app. I've got a quick one for you, everyone. Please leave me a comment below on what apps you're actually using at the moment in 2026, as I'd love to hear it. And as always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Word Wanderer, and this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top of the screen, we have our diamond-based currency, a 3-hour timer, and our supposed PayPal currency. Now, to the left of that, we also have an in-game currency and a little scratchy. I'm sure you guys understand how these little scratch games work. Simply scratch the ticket and see what you get. Right there, I just got some diamonds. So on Word Wanderer, the goal is simple, just accumulate those diamonds through completing the levels. We have our words at the top of the screen that we have to try and match. And I have to say, on the early levels, at least everyone, it's very easy. If you tap on the diamond bubble though, that's of course going to play an ad, and in return, you get more diamonds. So really what it turns into is like a word match experience, as well as watching advertisements every single minute or so. The little diamond bubble is back again, and it's just rinse and repeat. Let me just show you what happens next after the level completion. And by the way, if you are stuck, you can tap the rotate button to actually rotate the words, and you can also use the hint system with the magnifying glass for 100 coins. But again, you shouldn't have to rely on that. All right, just going through here, almost done, and there we go, everyone. There's some more diamonds. Of course, there's another ad. Now, once you complete the level, you get your diamonds, as well as a chance to actually get more of those scratchy cards if you watch an ad. And then it goes to the next level, and realistically, that's all there is to it. So you can imagine that on repeat over and over again. Now remember, these apps all depend on your country, okay? So just keep that in mind. Let me just break down how my test went. So I started off the test with 1 hour and 28 minutes on the timer. I played for roughly 20 minutes and I generated 2,000 of the diamonds, and that converted into 5 cents worth of USD currency. And this just solidifies how random these little apps can be on a day-to-day basis, okay? So everyone, I withdrew that 5 cents worth of USD currency, and yes, it did actually arrive to my PayPal account within about 10 minutes in my experience here in Australia. Again, it doesn't really make it worth the time and effort in my opinion, but you guys can do whatever you want. So that's my review on Word Wanderer. Let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have Wheel Journey. And this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top of the screen, we have our in-game currency of coins, our gems, a 3-hour timer, and our supposed PayPal currency. Underneath, we actually have the playing board. Now, you'll notice a whole bunch of different little icons scattered across the board, everyone, and the way you actually play this game is by tapping the button at the bottom of the screen. Again, you're going to notice various little icons down there, such as the collection, your piggy bank, a prize wheel, and a little dice. This is how many moves you actually make. So I just chose one move, and I landed on the treasure. Again, everyone, I'm sure you understand this concept. Underneath each of these little question marks could be some gems, or could be the game over screen. And this is really the core concept of the app at this point, alright? You have to watch the ad to try and multiply the gems that you receive. It can go up to times 10, but I've never really received that. You have the option to get more, or you can simply claim. Ads appear anyway. And I think that's my biggest problem with the app, is that ads are going to play every 30 to 60 seconds no matter what you do, so it can get quite frustrating. Now, I'm going to choose 6 here for my number, and then that makes us move 6 times. Again, another pop-up here to try and get us to watch the ad to multiply the gems. So, you can imagine this over and over again, everyone, okay? Very straightforward. Now, as you're playing, you're picking up items across the board. This turns into a collection. And the more collections that you get, the more gems that you can actually get as well, as you can see. So this is the prize wheel element. We just landed on 200 of the gems, and realistically, that's all the features of the game. So how'd the test go? I started off my test with 33 minutes left on the timer, managed to generate 8,447 gems in that time, and that converted into 4 cents USD, which is a problem because the minimum is 5 cents. So I had to play again and managed to get to 6 cents in total. You see, that's the most annoying thing. If you're just on the minimum, you have to wait another 3 hours. What I will say though, there is a reward section that can help get you through. All of these options here will give you the extra gems, everyone. You just have to sit through the advertisements. I am happy to say though, I did withdraw the 6 cents worth of USD currency, and yes, it did arrive, at least in my experience, within about 5 minutes. So these little play to earn style of games, everyone, are a dime a dozen now, okay? Again, unless you're like phone farming or something, I can't imagine any type of use for them, at least here in Australia. But again, up to you. That's my review on Wheel Journey. Let's move on. Next up, we have Slots Dragon. Most of these apps are in early access, which means you can't actually see the reviews, so please always keep that in mind and always have your guard up with any app you try. Either way, this is what it looks like. Top of the screen, we have our in-game currency of cash, and our 3-hour timer with the supposed PayPal currency. There is a daily task system, which you guys can go through that if you really want to. And you'll notice here in the middle of the screen, we have a little treasure chest, our prize wheel with the various prize tiers, and our actual spinning element at the bottom of the screen. So if I tap spin now, you can see here, everyone, it's pretty straightforward what they're trying to replicate here with the fake gambling aspect. Again, just remember, none of this is real currency. It's all pretend. So that's just something to always keep in mind. Now, the game actually looks pretty decent graphic-wise, so that is nice to see, I guess. But really, all you care about is how good it actually is, right? Just got 120 of the currency, and I can watch an advertisement to actually ×3 it with a supposed rich time bonus. So there is a goal though that they want you to try and hit, which is 10,000 of the in-game currency. And there is also that reward section again, where you can go through and watch advertisements in return for the in-game currency. So with 3 hours on the timer, I started the test off, generated 5,126 of the in-game cash, which took 2 hours, by the way. And at the end of that timer, I was left with 7 cents worth of USD. So pretty disappointing stuff all in all there. The good news is though, everyone, I did withdraw the 7 cents worth of USD, and it did arrive within about 5 minutes to my PayPal account here in Australia, and in my own experience. So there you go. Definitely not a fan though of how long that actually has taken in return for that low amount of currency. Either way, that's my review on Slots Dragon. Let's move on. Next up, we have Pusher Frenzh. Not exactly too sure what they're going for with the name there, because you would have thought it'd be Pusher Frenzy, but either way, this is what it looks like. Top of the screen, you have your in-game currency, your 3-hour timer, and of course, your PayPal currency. All you need to do is literally drop the Plinko balls in the middle of the screen. They fall into the little multipliers. Then coins will drop onto the actual conveyor belt. I'm sure you guys have seen a pusher game before. They've been around for a very long time. Now, every single 30 seconds or so, you're going to get a pop-up like this. It's going to ask you to try and multiply the in-game currency. You have to watch an advertisement, of course, everyone. And even if you don't want to watch the ad, it's going to play one anyway. This is how they force you to watch ads, of course. So let's see what we get. All right, so it's going to land on ×2. They do have a task system as well, but again, not really relevant. And at the end of the day, that's really all there is to it, everyone. It's a very, very simple app. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, how'd the actual actual test go. I started the test off with 1 hour and 16 minutes on the timer, played down with 20 minutes left, and generated 10,100 of the in-game currency. And at the end of that timer, that converted into 10 cents worth of USD, which was actually pretty decent for these type of apps. To be fair, that's not really saying too much, everyone, but either way, I did withdraw the 10 cents USD, and yes, it did arrive within 24 hours to my PayPal account, which at the end of the day, I was happy with. But is it any decent? I mean, it all depends on what you expect. Definitely not here in Australia, in my opinion. So that's my review on Pusher Frenzh. You can do whatever you want with that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out the channel for almost 1,000 reviews. Stay safe.